this video, we're going to show you how we are affected by the 4 areas of socialization, which are family, peer groups, school, and mass media.
Stick around for the fun. One of my most recognizable traits is being outgoing. See, school in a way has made me outgoing. You know, like you got your athletes and your brainiacs, and you know, I'm not really neither. So like in order to fit in, I kind of be like the class clown, which is, you know, it's usually a thing that you have to be outgoing for. And then, you know, of course, there's also the school presentations. You know, in order to get a good grade, you have to like physically present like a PowerPoint or something, but you have to be outgoing, like comfortable talking around people and stuff like that. See, media has also influenced me to be outgoing. See, I don't know if you're familiar with CBS's show The Big Bang Theory, but Jim Parsons' character Sheldon, he plays a character that, like, you know, he's a super genius, so no matter the conversation that his friends are having, he always feels the need to just butt in with any random facts. And ever since I, like, really got into that show recently, I've been kind of finding myself, you know, doing that exact same thing, just saying any random thing that comes to my mind, just because I was influenced so heavily by Big Bang Theory. For me, I find that being outgoing and friendly go hand in hand. Like, when I spend years and years and years in school with, like, a bunch of kids and all these classes for, like, 7 hours a day and stuff, you know, being friendly, of course, is a huge benefit. You know, you could hate everybody, but then all those years in school would suck. So being friendly, you know, it makes them more pleasant. According to Kohlberg's theory, you know, in stage 3, I found that it's, you know, important to maintain interpersonal relations, especially with teachers. You know, not so much to be a teacher's pet, just to get on their good side to where they won't, like, get mad at you and stuff, and they'll give you good grades and stuff like that. Facebook allows me to be friendly without even physically interacting with people. For example, I can play Words with Friends, which is a word game that you can play with friends. You know, it's clearly explained in the title. You can also poke people, which on Facebook is a friendly interaction. And, of course, you can also follow random people you know, like friends and of course stuff like that, and you can keep up with their status updates, which you can do with your friends without physically interacting with them. See, media nowadays is very creative. Speaking of creativity, I'm known to be very creative, and I would say school definitely brings that out of me, because second period I have Art 1, and you know, in order to get a good grade in there, you have to do some cool art stuff, and art is a way of expressing your creative self. And also, like another example, I have math, third period, and I really don't like the class, so I don't pay attention as much. So I find myself doodling random things. Like the other day, I drew Legend of Zelda's Link on the board, just cause. And according to Erickson's theory, I'm at stage 4. Like, I know I'm good at something, and in this case, I know I'm good at art. One trait that I have that isn't the greatest, of course, is being gullible. See, like when I'm in school and I'm completely clueless about something, I will ask my friends and peers, hey yo, what do I do on this? And because I don't know anything, they can tell me something totally random and I'll just believe it. Like, even for like media and stuff, you know, if there's something on YouTube or something on the news, or like a rumor in school or something simple like that, I'll believe it just because there's no proof against it, or, you know, it's just easy for me to believe something. And, you know, just a little bit ago, I had $10 in my car, and I'm up here in Nate's room, and my car is parked out there, and Nate's like, hey, someone's stealing your $10. I looked out the window. Prior to coming in here, I put the $10 in my pocket, but yet I still looked out the window just because I'm that gullible. Even though being gullible isn't the best trait to have, I have another one which is quite worse. See, I am very lazy, and most people will agree with that. And school, of course, provides me with the obligation to do many things that I'm not interested in, like math, homework, and blah blah blah. So when I could be doing stuff like that, I choose to be lazy and don't. Like in NCT, hey, can you fix a computer? I just kind of stare at a computer, and when the teacher comes by, I just kind of wiggle around stuff, make it look like I'm doing stuff like that. It's clearly being lazy. And according to Kohlberg's theory, I am at stage 1. Like, I will do something if I can do so without getting caught. And according to Erickson's theory, I am at stage 2 because of me being lazy. I will rely more on others to do work for me, so I don't have to do work myself. And clearly the media provides me with all intentions of being lazy. I can just sit on my butt all day, you know, like playing Mario Party 9 on the Wii, or, you know, watching The Big Bang Theory or something. So, you know, you're catching my drift.
A trait I express quite commonly is my tendency to be pretty obsessive compulsive and occasionally a perfectionist about things. I get this primarily from my dad has a moderate degree of OCD, and either through genetics or just being around that behavior all the time, I tend to pick that up. Also, from a young age, I was indoctrinated into the cleanliness is next to godliness sort of state of mind. If it wasn't in its place, then the whole world was just going to fall into chaos. And when it comes to my friends, one of my best friends from a young age, Marcus, I would go over to his house and he'd have all his video games alphabetized and all of his stuff would be in neat rows, and it would look really cool to me. And since he was one of my role models, I just kind of adapted that over time. A trait that I have that some of my close friends are more aware of than others is that I'm very skeptical of things and never can truly accept them for what they are. One way that I acquired this trait was, when I would hang out with my friend Marcus, I would always see him as a child questioning the authority of his parents and his high school teachers and things like that, and it would, I don't want to say inspired me, but it gave me the option, I suppose, of not just taking things as they are. Also, as represented by Kohlberg in stage 5 of his theories, because he says that rules are malleable and subject to change in certain situations. Also in school, whenever I work with peers who are my close friends on projects, I can never trust them to do their work on time, so sometimes I just do it myself because I can never really trust them. And that kind of led into my skepticism because I wasn't able to accept that they would take their share of the work. And that also ties into Erikson's stage 1 of his theories, because he said that from an early age you were hardwired to trust or mistrust people based on what happened in that early stage of your life. And throughout my entire life, I've always been like that. I've always been very skeptical and mistrusting. One possibly more obvious quality that I have is my tendency to be, anxious and anxiety-ridden a lot. I get this primarily from my dad. He tends to get anxious a lot. He's got a minor anxiety disorder. And, either through heredity or just being around it or a combination of the two, I've seemed to acquire a bit of that. Also, I acquired this from some of my friends as well. My friend Josh has been my best friend since I was a kid, and he's in the military now, and I always freak out that he's going to get shot and killed or something. In addition, when I had girlfriends in the past, I would always be concerned about their well-being and their safety and everything, because sometimes there'd be a large distance and that would get me anxious every now and then. The last thing ties into stages 5 and 6 of Erikson's developmental theory. As in stage 6 it involves relationships in general, and in stage 5 it involves knowing my own identity. And because I was so intertwined with my friends and my relationships, that I began to start losing my own identity and becoming similar to them, and that's why I became so anxious about their safety. One of my traits that I believe is the most accurate out of the list is my tendency to try to sort things out logically and rationally rather than acting by emotions. I tend to get this from, ever since I, was a little kid and had friends, I always wanted to be the smartest, the best, the one who could, figure out the games we were playing and, could make the best strategy to win. So I always tried to rationalize what I could do to make that happen. When I was a younger teenager, I also used to watch Star Trek, and the character of Spock really spoke to me, and his ability to push aside emotion in favor of logical thought. And in all cases, generally speaking, I try to hone my skills with being logical so that I can be right more often than I am wrong and avoid looking stupid.
This concludes our socialization media project.
I hope this provides you with previously unseen insight into our lives and our character.
Take care.